Hey guys, I'm doing some scrap sewing today for that little sew along thing that I'm doing with the guy who sews. And I thought, well, let's do some live. Figured if you want to hang out, you can. If not, okay too. But I have a few blocks made already for what I'm wanting to do. And I have my ironing board and my cutting board, and I'm just gonna play. So somebody wants to come watch, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. And all I've done so far is I have, hello, Lori. Hey, June, how are you today? All I've done so far is I sorted out most of my scraps. Let me make it so you guys can see here a little bit. There you go. So you can see what I've been doing today. I sorted, and then, hello, there I am. And then all I'm doing is trying to make my blocks bigger. And I did this on a recorded video yesterday, and I was like, that wasn't really my cup of tea. I don't like editing videos that are stuff like this. It's just, why edit it, you know? Hello, Colleen. Classic cheater. How am I a cheater? Hey, Courtney. Hello, Sylvia. How are you? And I've got my sewing machine over here. Yeah, I guess I am cheating. I should have asked permission before going live, right? Not quite sure who I'm supposed to ask, but apparently there's somebody. But I just thought, yeah, let me get a few of these done. I actually have a couple done already that are over yonder. And I prefer to piece on the Juki, but it's not in here. This is, so let's go for it. I like this red stuff. So Sylvia, I know you were doing an FPP for Lori. Did you get that done already? Or an FPP pattern? So Lori could do Bassett's. Is that right, Lori? Let me move you guys over here so I can see it. Aw, I'm sorry about interrupting your live Discord. Hey, Tracy, how are you today? Haven't seen you in a minute. What was it, Monday? I'm probably not going to be able to do my live tomorrow afternoon, so I thought, well, let's do it today. I am going to be live with Donna and Pauline tomorrow morning on Donna's channel, though. So you got one more chance to see me this week. Hello, Janine. How are you? The room doesn't look very organized this morning, does it? Let's get you guys where you can see what I'm doing anyway. Sorry, moving you. Yeah, let's see. Is that better? Hello, Scrunchions. Once I got your name, I was a whole lot better. Just took me a minute to get it. Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy. Oh, you're here now. My follow-up with the surgeon is tomorrow at 2:30. And I can't figure out how to get from the live that ends at 2 to the surgeon's, which is 45 minutes away, and still do a live. I will definitely miss you tomorrow, though, Tracy. Let's see. Bad thing about doing scrap sewing is that you don't want to end up with everything looking the same. So I just piece until I can't piece anymore. Yeah, there's some creative happening over here. At least I'm trying, Jenny. Pull that out. Start a new piece. Trying to be. I had some more scrap stuff that I found in the other sewing room that was left over from doing my, what was I doing in there? Farm Girl Vintage and Pineapple. This is true, Tracy. Colleen, is my bot on for you, babe? Ah, I'm sorry, I just used Donna's word. She's always calling it. I was a waitress in the South. Yes, it's on. I was a waitress in the South for years. Honey, sweetie, babe. I had to literally break myself of that. Especially when I went to work in a prison. You can't call inmates honey, sweetie, and babe. They just don't understand. There, it's on. I think I've disabled all the craziness that the bot was doing the other day. Picked out horse sewing with Luane and a couple other people. Yes, that's my personal favorite one there, Lori, is kindness. You don't have something nice to say, just keep your mouth shut. I had to delete somebody and somebody else. Well, I didn't have to delete it, but I had to delete a not so nice comment. I always feel bad having to do that to somebody because, you know, they're just trying to be supportive to the channel creator. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. You managed to attach a pattern to your audio video, then went back and added one for the wedding ring too. Sylvia, you just blow me away with that. In case anybody didn't see Lori Quilting in the Country's live this morning, Lori was talking about she wanted to turn the Clifford pattern that Beth at Goody Goods did this morning into a Basset Hound because Lori likes Basset Hounds, obviously. And Sylvia says, "Oh, I'll just whip you up a pattern." I was like, "You mean you'll just whip her up a pattern, Sylvia?" But she did. She whipped her up a pattern, and that was that. I'm just like, I don't have that kind of talent. Y'all can see what a hard time I have even just choosing which scrap fabrics I'm going to use. And all I'm doing right now is just piecing stuff. Yeah, me too, Tracy. I heard yet another nasty comment about me this morning, and I'm like, maybe you think that that's cool and appropriate and whatever, but I'll just go on down the road and let people decide who's being nasty and who isn't. And I figure if they're talking about me, they're leaving somebody else alone, right? Yeah, just like that. Sylvia's just multi-talented. You're a whipper. Oh, Voldemort was putting me down again. I was like, oh, okay. Fun. Isn't that what they called the wizard that wasn't supposed to be named? Was Voldemort? Is that right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You got to get in the car. Aw. Who reminds you of your mom, Tracy? Me? I just don't want to break thread. That's the reason I'm going on down to the end of that piece. Maybe I should just move this over here, because this is what I'm working from. Yes. No, I didn't what, Lori? Or did you hear it too? Boy, YouTube's good for the gossip and the drama, people. I'm always amazed at the stuff that people think is their right to know, business, whatever you want to call it. I try really hard not to say anything mean about anybody, but boy, boy, boy. Hello, guess who, Nancy? I thought about doing a video on that sparkle block for you, but then I saw all the scraps I had sitting here. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Courtney. No, I don't mind if you work while we chat. That's what I'm doing. Literally just throwing fabric together. I don't know, Sylvia. I've got some that are 10 inches. I've got some that are 12 over there. What I'm probably going to do is pick one of my square up rulers and just square it down. Because what I want to do is I want to sash my scrap blocks on Sean's Live. But what I normally, whenever I sew fabric together, I just keep sewing until I have something that feels big enough. Kind of like how I cook. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I just put it together until I feel like not putting it together. Hi, Jeannie. How are you today? And I love this fabric. Both sides are really pretty. I used it in a purse that I did as a tester, and then I was mad because I didn't have any more of it. And I don't have the selvage, so I can't even go look for it. It was like a fat quarter, I think I had. One of those, so yeah, the best fabric ever things. I bought a whole ton of fat quarters that were all gold. I'm good today. Hello, Shirley. How are you today? I saw you earlier. Did you ever find your emojis? I know you said you were looking for them on the comments. And I don't know if Mac works different than Windows does. So I was no help on that one. Oh, that's kind of big. Uh-oh. What did you have to retract? I hate it when I misspell things. But I can read typo, usually. I figured since I was going to sit here and sew for a while, I could chit chat a little bit. What did I do there? Oh, I haven't even seen their new setup lately. Is it something? What did they do to it, Jeannie? Are they doing it on a table like they did when they were in Alaska, or? Obviously, I haven't been there in a while. Since April 1st, exactly. Hi, Lois. Jumpy finger, okay. I get that. Pretty quickly, so I'm always ending up with typos. Anybody ever went to those? They can get hairy. This was back in the 90s. It's how I paid for my internet service. I think it was you had to pay for your internet service for the month. And then it was a guide on AOL. That was interesting because there were no rules. I did that for a while. But when I was doing it on MSN, it was all teenagers. Boy, they were fast with the crud. So you had to be faster. That's too long. Maybe we'll break that and see what we have. Lois, are they still working you to death, babe? Quit saying that, Melissa. Are they still working you to death? Period. Donna's a bad influence. I don't know what I did with my big scissors. I think I left them sitting over yonder somewhere. Is Colleen back from her telephone call? She's usually talking to her hubby about now. Much as she's mean about him, she's always saying, oh, I'm going to beat him up. She kind of likes him. Or I suspect she does. So Sylvia, are you doing the scrap along too? See, I don't feel any compunction about. Oh yeah, I remember those. And I remember the trolls who used to come into AOL and boot everybody. Talk about aging yourself. They'd walk in and go boot, and everybody in the room would be dropped out. Be like, ah! Then you'd have to go trying to scramble to get back in, because that was the days when I think you could only have like 24 people in a chat room. Am I remembering that right? I do have a tray with about 1,000 scissors. I'm just picky. I like specific ones. Yeah, it's just over to the right of my machine. Somebody paid attention to my tour, my room tour video. Oh, those scrappy curtains are cute. Are you talking about Sylvia's scrappy curtains, or are you talking about the ones that Kate at Last Homely House is doing? She has way more patience than me, because there's no way I could cut up all that fabric into 6-inch pieces and then do it. That may be why Sylvia asked me how big I was making my blocks, because I'll make these into long strips and then just chop them up so that, you know, however it makes me happy. Oh yeah, I remember ASL. Was that ICQ? Yeah, ICQ. I have a Jazz 2 in here, Jeannie. I also have a Juki. I prefer my Juki for piecing, but my Juki is in what used to be the dining room of my house. And there really isn't room. If you saw my room tour, there isn't anywhere in here really to put the Juki. I'd kind of like to put it in here, but I need to really put it back up on my cutie frame and just use it to quilt. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is just finger pressing everything I just sewed. Get the little seams open. That was interesting. What did I do? Oh, I see. There's 2 pieces on it. My iron's on, but I'd have to move the camera again. And I'm trying not to make anybody dizzy. 10,000-year-old mythical beast. Yes. I met a friend's now ex-husband through AOL. He messaged me one night and he was like, "You need to quit picking on blah." And I was like, "Picking on her? What are you talking about?" Well, I haven't seen Sylvia's curtains yet, so apparently I've missed a video, Sylvia. I'm sorry. Anyway, he messaged me and told me to quit picking on her, and I was like, dude, nobody's picking on you, girl. And they're Greek, so, you know, I was like, dude, Greeks are in the mob too. I was afraid he was going to send a hit on me. Hello, Sherlock Sows, or Lori. How are you? Another Lori. Oh, okay, cool, Sylvia. Those will be awesome. Are you going to do them in the same little blocks like Kate did, or are you going to do bigger ones? Oh, and Sylvia, here's how I do this. I just keep piecing pieces together until I think I've got something that's big enough for me to use as a block. That's a little too regimented there, but I do like it. And Sherlock Sews, you asked me the other day about some Cricut videos. I do have a couple up. I don't know if those would be helpful to you, but maybe take a look at them and see what you think. My best advice for Cricut is always to do the little project that comes with it, if you've opened yours up already. And then once you do that project, you'll have a little better idea of how to navigate some of the stuff. I will be doing videos. I have not forgotten about you. I just have several projects I'm trying to get caught up on so that I meet all my obligations this week. Okay. Are you at work today? And what I like about doing this in slightly longer strips like this is that I can cut them up and do 4 patches out of it if I want to, or I can, like on some of these really long strips, I put different kinds of fabric on it because I didn't have anything that was the same length as that was. So I can cut that up and use it in various blocks. I showed some pieces and I don't have them in here right now. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. I don't have much in the way of fingernails, so I'm trying to keep it a little bit decent looking. And then all of this, oops, that didn't come out of there. All of these are like half square triangle pieces that I had. So I've got them all down here. And I'm planning on kind of piecing them together in a bit into half square triangles. And then maybe I'll make hourglasses or something. Oh, you haven't pulled it out of the box yet? Good. Then I don't feel like I'm leaving you hanging on making those videos. That was my concern. That's why I was mentioning to you that I do have some already up. And then I have these over here that are longer. Are you guys seeing a theme here that I have all kinds of junk floating around? Oh, that was long enough to. You're back to sewing? Okay. I thought I remembered you telling me you retired, but then you said something that made me think maybe you hadn't. So I thought my memory was faulty, Sherlock. And what I have done in the past with stuff like this is used it in between like applique blocks. Hey, Shell don't know, I do like the applique. I'm not into the FPP, but I like applique if I can do it with heat and bond or with glue. I can't do the needle turn stuff. That just doesn't work for me. Hand sewing. Thank you, Sherlock. I appreciate that. And then let's see. I'll put some of this gray on here. And I just throw stuff together. I don't care if it matches or if it's in a certain colorway. I like crazy quilts. Lori, was it you that was saying you're not really into the scrappy, or you are? I like the crazy scrappy stuff. I don't normally do like batiks in the same bin. Oh, yeah, I get it. When I left my last, well, I worked for Amazon a couple of years ago. I was self-employed for a lot of years, so I'm not a good employee anymore. I don't like it when people tell me when I can go to the bathroom or when I'm allowed to eat. That just is like, yeah. And I was never that kind of boss. I was a traveling notary. And the people who worked for me had basically the freedom to do the job however they wanted, as long as they got it done by the deadline. And that seemed to work really well. And then I went, basically retired from it because of the arthritis. I can't drive like I used to. And I got a job working for a guy in his office, and it was okay for the first like 4 years, and then I don't know. Suddenly it was you can't take a break when you want to, or you have to be here at 9 a.m. and woe betide anybody who's not parked at their desk on time. And I was like, dude, this isn't what I signed up for. I could do the work fast and efficiently. I could go in and do in 2 hours what the other girls in the office could do in 8. And I kept track of all of his clients and appointments and where he was supposed to be when. And when he started with that stuff, I was like, dude, I'm done. Oh, you can't quit. I was like, yes, I can. Actually, I stuck until he decided one week that he was too busy to bring our paychecks to the office. But he didn't tell anybody ahead of time. So I'm sitting here with all these employees, and they're all like, are we getting paid today? Fear of missing out is making you stay here? What are you afraid you're going to miss, Colleen? I don't know. I think these may be too skinny to use. What do you guys think? I'm going to try them. FOMO. Colleen, I'm not going to tell anything juicy. At least I don't think I am. Maybe. I haven't got the hang of Discord yet either, Sherlock. Don't feel bad. Every time I log into it, it's like, you've got 40 messages, and I'm going, from where? I don't think I even know 40 people on Discord. I might know 10. She'll miss you. That's it, Tracy. That's it in a nutshell. Now, has anybody tried the Nightbot links? I haven't been paying attention to that. I think I have everybody in now. Well, don't tell us that, Lori. Make us all feel dumb and old, or me anyway. Of course, Lori has a secret weapon, guys. You guys know this, right? She's got little kids at home, 11-year-olds. So she has a tech advantage on all of us. That was the biggest reason I was sad my kids moved out, is because they were my tech support. But the new one's really good too. Wayne is pretty good tech support most of the time. If you can stay off the porch, I'd be sitting on the porch in that rocking chair if I had one. Matter of fact, that may be what I asked for Christmas this year, is a rocking chair for the porch. The new owners of the property behind us just put in a whole new herd of cows. It's Wagyu beef, if you guys have ever heard of that. And I like going out there and sitting and talking to the cows, because they come over towards our end of the field. I think it's because they associate humans with food. I never feed them, but they're kind of fun to sit and watch, especially when they have new calves. And Lori, I get them not across the street. They're like maybe 20 feet from me. It's a good thing the cows don't stampede, because they would be right up on my porch. And then I'd be in trouble. All right. I'm going to move you guys over here with me to the pressing station, and we'll do some pressing. I've got all the big pieces sewn together into something. Well, most of the big pieces sewn together into something. So if you guys want to move, watch your eyes if you get busy. I'm going to move you now. I'll put my hand over the camera just so we can do it easily. And a little bit more. All right, so there's my ironing station, and my iron went off on us. Here, see if we can get my face in here a little bit. Can you see me? I figure I'll get all these ironed up. I do live in Florida. I live in cow country in Florida. If you're thinking beaches, you're wrong. That's not where I live. I live in cow country. We like it out here. We're like 30 miles from the nearest town. My finger's doing pretty well. I don't have a Band-Aid on it now. Yeah, cows are a riot. I don't have a Band-Aid on it, so I'm trying to keep it off of camera for you. And doesn't look bad. I think he got everything this time. Thank goodness, because I don't want to go back in. The hospital's bot scared me yesterday, though. It called me and said that my physician had ordered a procedure. But when I called, the lady said that it had just been calling everybody from last week again. And she told me that I don't have another procedure ordered, which is good. Yeah, there's my cutter. Thought I had my scissors down there too. Yeah, I went live for grins and giggles. All right. So do you guys want to see me or you want to see what I'm working on? Let's move you down here. I do that, Beverly. We talk to chickens that way. My chicken, I had a chicken in here this morning, as a matter of fact. She got attacked by one of the other chickens. And so I had her in here and holding her while Wayne got another rehab cage ready for them. And because she had a bloody bottom, and if there's a bleeding chicken, all the other chickens will attack it and they'll usually kill it. So something like that happens, we pull him out as fast as we can, or he does. He's the bomb. I'm not the smart one when it comes to chickens. Yeah, that may be too skinny. Oh well. I'll deal with it if it is when I get over that far. And once I get them all ironed or pressed, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and use my rotary cutter just to cut them into pieces. You can see a little bit of everything in here, can't you? There's some chicken salad stuff and her cows were always named Kenmore. The only Kenmore I know is sewing machines and appliances. So I guess I'm gonna have to be the one who doesn't get the joke. Shirley, tell me what the joke is. Is that just so you wouldn't know? So there'd always be a Kenmore in the field? And the little kids wouldn't cry? That would be why I do it. Isn't that fabric pretty? That's a legacy fabric from Joann's. That's the name of the line. And it's probably a good 6 or 7 years old. Hold on for me for just a moment, guys. Hello? Hello? That would be me. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thank you for reminding me of that. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. Whoops, did I go away? Colleen, you gotta do what you gotta do, doll. I mean, I'm on live at a non-regularly scheduled time anyway. So anyway, Tracy, that purple came from Joann's probably 10 years ago. And I started using it for my traveling quilt blocks. And just, it's got to be used up. I like it, but I don't want to see it in everything I make for the rest of my life. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't even remember. I must have bought a lot of it because there's still, I've still got almost a yard of it floating here. And I know I've put it in at least 3 purses as a bag lining and as the backing for one quilt. They still carry the legacy fabric? Do they really? I didn't know that. Oh. If they had a different, I don't know. I love purple, but I am over this particular fabric. Just kind of tired of looking at it at this point. Does that make sense? I will probably be in the lounge after too. I just thought since I'm doing this, I would go ahead and call it my chat for Thursday. Oh, thank you. Hubby brought me a sandwich. I have something to eat. He must have heard my tummy growl. Or he's just, you know, mind reading again, which he does sometimes. Or maybe he just knows me so well, he knows that it's time for me to eat. He had one of those meetings this morning. No Joann's in Canada. Oh, Kenmore deep freeze. Surely. That's funny. We usually name our chickens food. You know, so if I have one in here for some reason, it's going to be, you know, stew, dumplings. We have some vegan friends who aren't appreciative of how we name our cows or our chickens. And I'm kind of like, well, then you can name yours beans and burgers. I don't care. They told me that they wouldn't rag on me for eating meat. And I said, well, good. Then I won't rag on you for not eating meat. Because I'm like, why would you not eat meat? I know. There's lots of reasons people don't eat meat, including allergies and stuff. but they eat butter and cheese and stuff. I guess maybe they just switched that though. They switched away from that. I don't know all the steps to veganism. I just know that it's not my cup of tea. One of the reasons we moved to the farm is so that we could raise our own and not end up with the antibiotics and stuff that's in a lot of store-bought things. But I will say I wasn't prepared when we moved out here for one thing that's really different when you grow your own meat, especially pork. Well, beef too, if you have an uncut bull, it's gamier than what you get at the store. And I think that that's because what you get at the store has been aged a long time before you start eating it. Because the first time we had pork from one of our pigs, I was like, ooh, I don't like this. It's starting to grow on me at this point. All right, so that's all. Let's turn that iron around. So that's all of that iron. Oh, Miss Topaz, you are a better woman than me. 9 grandkids and their parents. Yeah. You're better than me. Okay. That's Brent. We don't normally have all of ours here at one time. So thank goodness. We had, I think the last time we had them all here was our wedding when we got married. We're a blended family. I had 2 boys and Wayne had 4 girls, but we claim everybody. Oh, Lois, you were within about 30 miles of me. As a matter of fact, my one niece grew up in Indiantown. We're in Okeechobee, so you were right around the corner. Yeah, you do have to age them. We don't. Our first cow, we didn't know that you had to do that. Let me put it that way. How's that? So we cut it, butchered it, put it in the freezer. And then when we started pulling it out, it was like, this is interesting. And not in a good way. So, and our first pig, we ended up shooting 2 the same day. Yeah. Because we were taking one down and the second pig got aggressive with my husband. So he had to shoot the second pig because it was attacking him. And so we ended up with 2 instead of 1 to process. So we rocked and rolled through that. Hello, welcome back, Tracy. Oh, yeah, Juno Beach isn't, well, it's a ways, but it's not super far. Let me cut that there so I have less waste. Can you guys still see what I'm doing, or are you just getting, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it so you guys can't see what I'm doing over there. I'm saving these little centerpieces like that because I'm going to use them probably in pineapple blocks. The longer you quilt, the smaller pieces you save. Yeah, bacon is different too. You're right. And there's I don't know if anybody watches Simple Living Alaska or Simple Life Alaska. Ariel and Eric, they smoke a lot of their own fish and stuff. And it looks like it's really simple. but I'm sure that there's way more to it than what shows on camera. Melbourne's not that far either, Jeannie. As a matter of fact, there is a Jeannie's Decor Creations in the town I live in Okeechobee. So every time I see you, I think she has come in. My niece worked for them for years while she was going to college. She graduated about 3 years ago with her nursing degree. And now she's got the cutest little baby that looks just like my brother, which I apparently made her mad when I said that. So, like, okay, sorry, but he does. At least they don't turn out quite so big once I start chopping them up. And I just try to get to square edges on my little blocks here. And if I have a piece that's left that's big enough to do anything with, I'll save it for that. I need to look at some of Tiffany's ways she uses 1-inch pieces, because that's where I get in trouble at. Now see, that one's really big enough to actually turn into a block. So let's take that little piece off. Put this over here. I don't know where Middleburg or Arlington are. I know where Jacksonville is. My son and his spouse live just outside of Jacksonville in Palatka. So I'm a little bit familiar with that area. I took that little orange piece off because that's selvage. I didn't realize I had sewn selvage in. I try to remember to shut my cutter. Yeah, I probably will. Most of these big ones will probably get cut into something smaller. But I like to, I piece them and then I cut them up or put them wherever I want to put them. Because like this one, I'm not really thinking, how am I going to put this into a block? But then again, I am. That white will probably be too big to go into a block all as one piece. Just general stuff. Boca Bargoons, I've never heard of it. Okay, I know where Lake City is. And there's some pretty houses in Lake City. I know where Orange Park is too. Okay, then I know where they are. Very cool, Beverly. I actually, Donna from Handmade by Yink, I want to talk about coincidences. Donna has an uncle or a cousin that lives in the town I grew up in. And I actually went to high school with him. Of course, I had no clue who Donna was then. I do remember him from high school. I remember him from when we used to go out to karaoke all the time. So that was kind of funny whenever we started talking. Because of course I met Donna here on YouTube. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And Tracy, you were talking about that block that I was talking about, weren't you? I'm sorry. I just realized how dingy I sounded. I missed what you were saying. Yeah, you're right. That probably will get cut down into smaller blocks. Basically, I'm just trying to get something pieced, and then I can work from there into other blocks. You just moved to Maryland? Have you met Donna yet, Scrunchets? She's a bomb. She is the bomb. Donna at Handmade by Ying. Excuse me. I need to burp in your ear, guys. Only save strips down to 1.5 inches. I used to only save down to 1.5 inches too, but when I started doing the paper pieced, let me say this 5 times fast, paper pieced pineapple blocks, they use a little tiny, like 1.5 by 1.5 inch square for the small one, and a 2.5 inch square for the big one. So I started saving some smaller pieces. I have a box sitting over here behind me. You guys couldn't see me point there. That is full of those little tiny pieces for the pineapple blocks. So like these two will probably get cut down and put into something else. I may cut, like this one, I may cut in half and then use that in another block. But I got a little bit of progress made on my scrap bins today, because that's the blue bin that was in the corner, a small Amazon box, and 2 Ziploc bags that I had of different pieces. That's all put together. In Baltimore, yeah, I do have a lot of block pieces blocked. Yeah, I've got to mail mine out. I'll have to look up. Oh, wait a minute. I may have heard of Boca Bargains, because before the shutdown, I'm thinking that Wayne went to dinner there one night with his company. I think Quilting in the Country is in New York. Oh, I love my girls. I got a text message. I had to go look and see what was going on. And this is basically what I'm throwing away from my scrap bins. It's always a struggle to make sure you get the right stuff put away, right? Or thrown away. All right, I'm moving you one more time, putting my hand in the way. There we are. Is that me? Yay. Let's get it a little higher here. Maybe give you some light. This camera. How's that? Oh, y'all see my new dress? I had that knit fabric sitting on that top shelf, and I was like, I need to do something with this fabric. So I ended up holding a chicken that got hurt this morning. And after I held the chicken that got hurt, I was like, I want to change my dress, but I didn't have another one clean or handy. Laundry, you know how that goes. So I whipped me up a dress with longer sleeves, 3/4 sleeves. They keep me warmer. Oh, Hello, Tracy. How are you? So, yeah, I decided to make me a dress. I thought, yeah, there we go. And I plugged my phone back in so it will charge because it dies quickly. So, what are you doing today, Tracy? I have been scrap sewing my scrap stuff together. And of course, chickens in the back corner. I saw a picture of Tracy's chicken that she did last week for Hattie, I think it was. And Tracy is a ringer, folks. Tracy does applique like a pro. So I don't know why she's telling you people that she is inexperienced or whatever, but I saw that picture. I was like, wow, look at that amazing work. So yeah, don't let Tracy be telling you she doesn't know what she's doing. Miss Tracy does. She did a great job of putting her Hattie block together and doing the applique on it. I was impressed. Yep. You definitely know what you're doing, Tracy. I don't know why you're watching any of us because you could teach it. Yep. It is nice being able to make your own clothes, especially when you know exactly what you want. Well, you did a really good job on it, Tracy. I was impressed. I was very impressed. Well, I think I do pretty work, Colleen, but when I saw that, I was like, wow, check her out. So, yeah, had to give the praise where it's due. And I hadn't seen Tracy where I could where I wasn't running crazy trying to play mod to 200 people by myself. That's right. Using the tech is great. Oh no, I'm not flattering you, Tracy, at all. At all. You really do. You know how to use your tech. There's nothing wrong with using power tools. Is a man going to use a handsaw when he's got a table saw or a circular saw? No. Same thing with us. I would really, yeah, those stitches were awesome, weren't they, Lori? If I was as well versed in my brilliance as I would like to be, I'd be doing mine on my embroidery machine instead of by hand. Well, not by hand, but instead of running it through the jazz manually. How's that? But they were really, really good. I was impressed. I don't even remember where I saw that at, Tracy. But matter of fact, I sent it to a girlfriend of mine who does some applique and some machine embroidery. And she was like, yeah, she's a pro. Or at least it looks like it. I mean, you did really good. So, anyway, so what else is everybody doing today? Like you just saw what I'm doing today. I'm scrap sewing. I'm going to eat my sandwich here in a couple of minutes and then, well, you'll get it. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm cheap. Well, I'm practical. They're trying to break me of calling myself cheap or frugal, but I'm definitely practical. I like doing things as inexpensively as possible while still having them turn out decent looking. So, yeah. Oh, awesome. Hey, Kelly, how are you? That's awesome, Colleen. I'm glad you got that one. And Kelly is knocking on 500, guys. She's like one or two away if she hasn't just passed it. And she's doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. So if you haven't checked out Kelly and you're not subscribed to her, please go over and give her some subscription love. She definitely deserves it. I love Kelly's videos, and she's got a little bit of everything. She has train stuff. She has lots of scenic things from around her area of Canada, and she has sewing stuff. Oh, Tracy. Yes, we are thrifty, Nancy. And Tracy Albert showed me her project the other day, a picture of it. Oh my goodness. I was like, look at all this thread. I'm thinking a big cross stitch project for me would be like 10 or 15 colors to keep track of because my brain doesn't work that way. When she showed me these racks and racks, she's got like 200 colors in that one, Tracy. Yeah, she's got like $200 in a Disney princess thing. And now she's got to make another project back because she's going to take on another project while she's doing the Disney princesses. Yeah, nothing like it. Kelly, yay! I'm glad you got 500. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Very, very, very good. You guys still can go subscribe to her. Kelly's got some really interesting stuff on her channel. 140 colors. Okay. I overstated it a minute. Still a lot of colors, guys. I don't even think I could keep track of it all. Yeah. Did Brandy come in? If you're here, Brandy, hello. She just did a subscriber giveaway for 300, I think. Yes, Kelly, I'm thrilled for you. And then Lori, you said you're at 111, right? So Lori just hit 100 subscribers, which is also awesome. Oh, you're very welcome, Kelly. You're very, very welcome. Yep. And Jeannie, do you have a channel? I always see you, but I've never actually looked for a channel. But if you have one, I'd love to watch it. I can crochet. That's the one yarn craft that I can do. I'm not great at it. I learned how to crochet so I could make kitchen washcloths because I thought $10 for a crocheted washcloth was an awful lot. Now I know better. Sorry. It's kind of like quilting. Jeannie doesn't have a channel. Hello, Patty C. How are you today? I know she's working. Her boss has been a slave driver today, too. Oh, okay. That's fine. I get what you're saying now, Colleen. I'm sorry. I'm brain. Yep. Donna, Colleen, and I, it's not myself, it's I, are doing a collaboration. We're doing 3-yard quilts from Donna Robertson's Easy Does It 3-yard quilt book from Fabric Cafe. And let's see if I can get this up here. We're going to make that quilt right there. It's a cruddy picture, sorry. Didn't have this piece of green fabric. I got to cover up the cutting instructions because it's not mine to share. So there's the quilt. It's called Time Machine. I'm a visual person, so hearing it doesn't do it, but seeing it does. It's called Time Machine. And we're going to work on that tomorrow on Donna's channel. Then next Thursday, we'll be live on my channel. And on the 21st, we'll be live on Colleen's channel. So, and if we finish the quilt along the way, which we're not really anticipating doing, but if we finish it before we get to the final live, then we'll do something else. Yes, thank you for the thumbs up. Beverly, you can do any 3-yard quilts if you want to sew along with us. I think we're going to do the entire quilt top. And Donna, who's Miss Speedy Gonzalez, will probably finish hers while we're doing that. So that's fine. Colleen, you need to read that. Yeah, I have like 5 of them, Beverly, 5 of those books, and I didn't have that book. So when Donna suggested we make it, I was like, yeah, I got to order a book. Colleen, you need to read your mod text, please. I changed it this morning for her. Let's see if she catches it. I don't know what the bright side is. Yeah, and we all definitely pick different fabrics. I think Colleen is doing her main blocks scrappy. I'm doing mine with some sewing notion fabric, and Donna picked a bunch of blues. 26 peeping and 21 likes. Oh, Colleen just saw it. Sean and Amanda made her Finley's unofficial godmother this morning, or official godmother maybe. So I added it to her description in the bot. My phone's telling me it's charging slowly. Use the charger that came with it. Guess what I didn't get with my phone? A charger or a cable. Oh no, Colleen. Kelly, that's what replay is for. And I think, let's see if I put that in. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. There you go. I did put it in. Sean's the one who said it, Lori. Yeah, Colleen's got all kinds of skills. Super mod and dog godmother. There you go. Okay, guys. I am going to say goodbye. So you guys get a couple of minutes to say your goodbyes before I sign off. And I'm going to go eat my sandwich because I've been hungry. Yeah, those are pretty, Beverly. Those blocks are. Well, Tracy, she's got to be good at something, right? Besides just being a mod. Yeah, Kelly, that's basically what I'm doing, is trying to get all my scraps together into something, because I like making utility quilts. So those scraps need to go into something. And I'm doing the scrap quilt along with Sean anyway. So these can go into some blocks and go in that quilt, and that'll give me a quilt top for my next scrap quilt. All right, guys. You all have a great day. I appreciate you watching. Oh, I'm sorry, Patty. You guys all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Mwah. And I will see you probably Nick Yvette's live tonight. I don't know who else. So I will see you guys later this evening. Have a good one. Bye, Lori.